In this episode, we're diving into the surprisingly powerful art of saying less. We often think more words equal more impact, but that's not always true, is it, Lily?
Absolutely not, Sophia. In fact, sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to communication. Think about it. A carefully crafted, concise message can be far more memorable and impactful than a rambling, wordy one. It's about quality over quantity, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about brevity for brevity's sake. It's about strategic communication. Think about all the noise we're bombarded with daily. How do you cut through the clutter and make your message heard?
By being intentional and precise. It's like a laser beam versus a shotgun blast. The laser beam, that's your concise message, hits its target with accuracy and power. The shotgun blast? Well, that's the rambling speech that loses impact through its very length. It's about focusing on the core message and eliminating unnecessary fluff.
So, how do we identify this fluff? How do we learn to discern what's essential and what's simply noise in our communication?
It starts with planning. Before you speak or even write, take a moment to outline your key points. What is the single most important thing you want your audience to take away? Once you identify that, everything else should support that core message.
I like that, the one takeaway approach. It really forces you to prioritize and focus. And then, what about the actual delivery? How do we make our concise message engaging without resorting to excessive words?
Great question. Think about using strong verbs, vivid imagery, and storytelling. A well-crafted anecdote can communicate far more than pages of explanation. People connect with stories, making them more likely to remember and be influenced by the message.
Absolutely, it's about painting a picture with words, not just listing facts. And what about nonverbal communication? Does that play a role in the art of saying less?
Oh, hugely. Your body language, tone of voice, even the pauses you use all speak volumes. A confident, controlled delivery can amplify the impact of your words, even if those words are few. A nervous, rambling delivery can diminish the impact of even the most brilliantly conceived message.
It's amazing how much is communicated non-verbally. We should probably dedicate an entire episode to that sometime. Getting back to the power of saying less, though, are there any specific techniques we can use to refine our communication?
Definitely. One technique I find extremely helpful is to write out everything you want to say and then cut it in half. Then cut it in half again. You'll be surprised at how much of it is unnecessary.
That's brutal, but effective. It forces you to prioritize your message and get rid of any unnecessary words or phrases. It's like a surgical strike on the excess. Another technique is to use the inverted pyramid style of writing, putting the most important information first.
Precisely. In journalism, they use this all the time. Get the key facts up front, then elaborate on the details if necessary. This structure ensures that even if the audience stops listening or reading early, they still get the core message.
And what about active listening? Is that connected to this idea of saying less?
Absolutely. Active listening is all about understanding the other person's perspective before you respond. It allows you to tailor your response to be more effective and concise, as you're already considering their needs and understanding. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak, but actively engaging in the conversation.
It's a reciprocal relationship. When you actively listen, you show respect and create a more collaborative and understanding environment. It also allows you to communicate more effectively because you already have a better understanding of what needs to be said and to whom.
Exactly. It's less about the volume of words and more about the impact of the words you choose to use. It's also about choosing the right words to say to the right person at the right time. Timing is also important, isn't it?
A crucial. Sometimes silence itself is a powerful tool. Knowing when to speak and when to hold back is an art form in itself.
Remember that time I tried to explain quantum physics to my grandmother? Less would have definitely been more, much more.
Oh, I'm sure she appreciated the effort, even if she didn't fully grasp the concepts of string theory. Speaking of less being more, let's talk about the impact of brevity on different communication platforms. Email, for example, thrives on brevity, while a lengthy blog post may be more appropriate for a complex topic.
Exactly. The medium dictates the message. A tweet demands extreme brevity, while a formal presentation might allow for more elaboration. You need to adapt your communication style to the platform you're using. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
So, to summarize, the power of saying less isn't about being quiet. It's about strategic communication. It's about carefully crafting your message to be impactful, memorable, and relevant to your audience. It's about knowing your audience and choosing your words wisely.
Precisely. It's about maximizing impact while minimizing words, ensuring your message cuts through the noise and resonates deeply with your listeners or readers. It's about the art of purposeful communication.
And remembering that sometimes the most powerful message is the one that is left unsaid.
A pregnant pause can say more than 1,000 words, especially when the mood calls for it.
That's a profound thought, Lily. So are we ready to wrap up this episode on the power of saying less?
I think so, Sophia. I believe we've covered the key aspects of strategic communication and highlighted the value of impactful brevity.
We've explored the techniques involved, the importance of active listening, and the need to adapt to different communication platforms. And let's not forget, Lily, we even managed to incorporate a few jokes along the way.
We did! And I think we successfully maintained the tone while providing a comprehensive overview of the topic. I feel we've achieved a good balance between depth and accessibility.
I agree completely. Remember, listeners, less can truly be more. It's about quality, not quantity, when it comes to communication. Until next time, keep your messages concise and your impact substantial.
And remember to practice active listening. Happy communicating, everyone.